what if I'm experiencing pain? What are some of the most common areas that you see people localizing pain and some of the causes for that?
Well, when we were looking at your overhead position, you can see that the CT junction where your mid-back connects to your neck is an area where you have problems, because you start craning your neck here. So we're talking about this junction right through there.
CT would be cervical thoracic
cervical
junction.
thoracic junction.
Right.
So you go from a very stable to a very mobile part of your spine, and that's where a lot of load tends to happen. You press overhead, you got all the weight there, you can see that that becomes the base of your support, and that can lead to overuse if you don't have all the required mobility through there.
So what typically causes people to end up in this position?
In that position, it's 9 out of 10 times not enough thoracic mobility.
Not enough thoracic mobility.
Most shoulder problems have some thoracic component to it.
Got it.
And so it's a chicken and the egg who started it, but it's important to do that. A lot of people keep working the shoulder but don't spend any time looking at the T-spine.
Okay.
Thoracic mobility is just a very common problem.
What is another pain point you see?
Well, lumbar, just
Okay.
because of the arching that tends to happen with
got you.
compensation.
So when people go to press and they do this number
Yeah,
here.
and now they have weight overhead leading all the way down. You can see all the weight now goes through the lumbar spine. You do that repeatedly, you can cause difficulty there. It can be causing, pain in the joints of the spine, the muscles of the spine. And so you see that most problems that we occur are from compensation strategies. So you have a good form and you work within your limitations, then you got no issue. If you start going beyond what you can comfortably handle, something is going to give and start leading to trouble.
Okay. I'd like to kind of go into some stretches if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's start off. If I can't get a good front rack position, what's some simple stretches that I could do to
Well,
help?
it's thoracic mobility, and so we can work on thoracic extension or we can work on thoracic rotation, because both of those, are needed, in order to get a front rack position.
All right, so talk to me about thoracic rotation. What does that look like?
Thoracic rotation, as far as a mobility workout, is best on hands and knees. So if you're willing to sit on hands and knees for me,
Let's do it.
what you do here, now put your right hand behind your back for me.
Right hand behind my back.
Right hand behind your back, good. Bend your elbow down in between your knees for me, good. Here, and now what I want you to do is just rotate here to your right, and we're going to see, if you look at that from the front, you should clear about a 45-degree angle or so. So by sitting his bottom all the way down on his heels, we get all the lumbar motion is restricted, so whatever rotation is happening is coming from his thoracic spine, and then we can compare that to the other side. So go this side here, and then we can see how far is he coming up. And is there a distinct difference between left and right? With this, we're looking for symmetry. You need to have equal rotation to left as well as to right. And if you don't have good rotation, your extension is going to be limited as well. So they go hand in hand.
How did I do?
You did good. From this angle, it looked like you have pretty even range of motion. No pain with that, I assume?
No.
All right, good deal.
All right, what else we got?
Overhead mobility, if you want to work on that, the easiest way to work on overhead mobility is having the hands up, or if you have a bench, you can also work on that with the bench. But try
So
up
you say
here,
hands up.
go through here, and now you can really kind of push down through here. And if you have a partner, they can work on that and give you some overpressure. That was a free adjustment right
Yeah,
there.
I felt a little pop.
And so get just some thoracic extension right through there.
Okay, now
If that's uncomfortable on your shoulders, you can do this on a bench where your
That's
elbows
on
are
the
on the bench. And
Oh,
so-
I've seen that.
Yeah,
So,
and you can even do it with the chair.
yeah. No. So this might be cool.
So come sit down.
Like this?
Yep. Put your elbows onto the bench or the table for me and supinate them so your palms are facing this way. Same thing, you're going to thoracically extend right through there and bring your hands to your CT junction right through there. So you get a nice stretch on that.
Yeah.
If you want to, grab a PVC pipe and make it even easier to kind of work through that range of motion.
I
So
see.
do
So
that
you
again. So bring that into supination, get into extension, so you get a lat stretch as well as a great mobilizing onto the T-spine.
Let's try that with the PVC right here.
All right, perfect. All right, so put your elbows on there. Great. Hands a little bit apart. Good.
Now, what's your rule of thumb on the shoulder width?
A little bit past shoulder width if you can. Bring the elbows in a little bit. That really gets a good stretch on the lats. And now as you bring it down, bring your arms overhead. And so you get
Yeah, I feel that.
stretch all the way through the lats onto even the triceps right through here. So all of that you can see, if you have good mobility there, that's going to allow you to have a good front rack position. If that's quite restricted, your front rack is going to be restricted. You're off to a
I
bad
see.
start.
So if I try to get into this position
Yeah.
and I can't get past this is going to be indicative that I've got.
That you're going to have difficulty getting to a front rack position. And if you can't do a front rack position, you probably shouldn't be doing an overhead press with a barbell. You should consider going to dumbbell or kettlebell instead.
That's the key.
All right? A common misunderstanding is people think they have shoulder pain or upper back pain that they can't press. Overhead pressing is still possible, you just got to modify how you do it. Typically that means not barbell overhead press, but with a dumbbell, a kettlebell, a machine, a landmine, you can still press overhead, do it safely, and have all the benefits from the press without the problems that may come along.
Great.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you, Dr. Peter. Until next time, if y'all have any shoulder pain, any back pain, feel free to hit us up, leave a comment below, or go to our website, fast7fitness.com, and you can reach out to Dr. Peter through there.
Thank
See you
you
next time.